morning and welcome to Coffee Walk. One of my favorite parts of the job is being able to drive some of these incredible cars. This is a 1976 Trans Am, factory black on black, 400 automatic with no T-tops, which I really like. Absolutely beautiful car with 39,000 miles. Let's go get some coffee. So it's a little unusual. It looks like there's nobody in the shop yet, but our two guys, Medium, Chris, and Colin, that are doing the Hell Crate swaps, the 6.4 liter Hemi swaps, are here. They're in the center bay. So technically, I'm not the first one here. They were here early enough to make coffee. Thank goodness. Morning, team.
Morning. Morning.
Morning.
Takes 3 guys to put a set of Dana 60 gears in, evidently. Get my Richard stick out of my Craftsman toolbox. Let's rock. So we've got a lot going on in the shop, as always. So the first one I want to show you was a trivia question last week, and evidently I shouldn't have given the year because you guys got it quick, and I'm surprised. It's a really rare Jeep. So this is the 1980 Golden Hawk that you saw last week that just come out of the paint booth in white. This Jeep started in, I believe, in Arizona, and then went to California, so it was rust-free. Came in, had the original paint, original stripes, but the paint was so thin that when we started buffing, it was bleeding through. So we did a cosmetic exterior restoration on this super rare Jeep. In 1980 was the first year of the Laredo, which was important because it was the most expensive trim package on the CJ-7, and it carried through 86. 1980 was the last year of the Golden Eagle. 1980 was the only year of the Golden Hawk. Now in these Jeeps that were built in this genre from 76 to 86, the paperwork has been lost, so there's no definitive number on how many of these are built. But what is really rare, and I'm going to show you this in a few minutes, is when we took this Jeep apart in the interior, here's the original carpet. The original carpet had never been out of this Jeep, and it is in incredibly good condition. And we found the original build sheet. Some people call it broadcast sheet. This Jeep was built in Brampton, which is in Canada. And when we took the rear carpet out, this Jeep has never been wet inside. These are the original floors that have never been touched up at all. The original seats, driver's seat just has only minor wear. Levi's dash pad. And these seats also were the same in 1980 for the Laredo, the Golden Eagle, and the Golden Hawk. So on the Golden Hawk and the Golden Eagles, if you special ordered a hardtop, you also got gold tinted windows. You got gold wheels with the black stripe around the wheels. And by the way, if you'll notice this Wrangler radial Goodyear, these tires, the first year they were used was 1980, but they used them all the way through 80, 86 CJ production and on the 87 to 95 YJ production. Why am I telling you this? We had Goodyear make us a special run of these. So these are new. They're not actually new old stock. But if you're doing an OE restoration on an 80 to 86 CJ or 87 to 95 YJ, you need some tires. We've got a limited quantity of these. Go to cbjeep.com, or we've also got them listed on eBay. But the condition of this Jeep truly is phenomenal. Just look at the condition of the paint on the floors. Like I said, all the original Velcro strips are still in here where the carpet goes. We haven't buffed or waxed it. We just wiped the interior out. It's that clean. Factory Levi's roll bar pad, which is also rare. But they also made some big mechanical upgrades in 1980, which we'll go around with the camera in a minute. But this has got a T176 4-speed. The transmission most commonly used from 76 to 79 was a T150. It was kind of a little clunkier transmission, way less refined. You could special order a T18, which had a granny low, which was extremely rare. But also we went to a Dana 300 transfer case from a Model 20. The 20 transfer case, although a good transfer case, was a difficult transfer case to shift in and out of the gears. Part of the reason for that was the lever was too short. You can look now and see just how long a Dana 300 transfer case lever is, probably twice as long. But also if you look at the condition of these gauges, they're just really crisp. Tack and clock, which was all the Laredos got from 80 on. And they also came obviously in the Golden Eagles, but 27,000 actual miles in this Jeep. Show you a couple other odd things in the front. Also, this was the last year that the frame was actually exposed in the front of a CJ. In 81, they came with a frame cover. And you could also, there's no provision in the frame for that. This is also the original bumper, and how I know that is it's got the hole in the center, and also the ends are a little bit tapered off. The reproduction ones don't have that. You also see that this has got the stripe around the grill like a golden eagle. What I also really like about this Jeep, being short miles, so you've got your original emissions decal here. Original smog pump system is still intact. All the air injection rails are on it. It's a power steering, power brake Jeep. This was also the last year of a metal valve cover. In 1981, they went to a plastic valve cover, which was blue. Then 82 and up, they had black plastic valve covers. But last year, the metal valve cover, just some really cool touches on these Jeeps. This was also the last year of the CJ that didn't have the chrome center caps. In 81, you'll see the chrome center caps, and these had the larger hubs. Really cool Jeep. We're going to show you the build sheet on it. If you find a Jeep and it's 7 PK and it doesn't have a decal kit on it, it was either a Golden Eagle, a Golden Hawk, or it was a Laredo. And you can tell this by right here, 7 PK. Now, one of the most knowledgeable guys and famous guys in the Jeep world, which I'm honored to know him, is Jim Allen. He's a big automotive writer. He's written about Jeeps his whole life and other four-wheel drives, and has studied them as I have for the last 34 years. I called him up. I said, Jim, I've got a Golden Hawk here. In 34 years at Collins Brothers, it's only the second one we've ever seen. The first one we had was black. He goes, what color you got? He goes, I've got a white one. He goes, I believe that's the rarest color, just like carried on like in 1982 Jamboree, a white one was extremely rare. He goes, in my opinion, there were less than 200 Golden Hawks built of every color. He goes, and to me, the white couldn't have been more than a 20% color because most of them were black, and there was another color similar to that Grand Wagoneer over there that made the Golden Hawk, and I believe it was russet metallic, something like that. But a white Golden Hawk with a hardtop with 20-something thousand miles is an exceptional find. This is cool right here. I really like this color on the Grand Wagoneer. This is called Buff Yellow. Now, a couple of months ago, we asked you guys, we're looking for a low mileage Grand Wagoneer. As long as it's garage kept, warehouse kept, it doesn't have to run and drive. But we need an original paint, no rust Grand Wagoneer for a project that we want to start soon. So if you know of one sitting somewhere that's got less than 50,000 actual miles, we'd really like to have one less than 20,000 miles. An 87 to 91 is also preferred. Please send the lead to social@cbjeep.com. We'll come running, get it bought, and tell you what we're going to do with it. Now here's the Jamboree. The Jamboree was probably the most simple stripe kit there was. It simply had the Jeep letters here, and the Jamboree decal went here. So when we're putting these decal kits on, which on the Golden Hawk was very difficult, we measure, and put the decal on once. The Golden Hawk decal kit, which you just saw, took an entire day. It was 8 hours to put that on. Even just putting these two Jamboree decals on this Jeep to get them right, because we want them straight, which we have one on this other side here, we'll spend at least an hour on each one of these decals just on the hood. So the Jamboree's coming along, the paint's beautiful, and next week this should be running and driving. Now, you've seen a little bit of this. We've got the Morgan three-wheeler projects coming along. The paint works beautiful. The bodywork's been fitted to the wood. We're getting closer and closer on this. We're looking for a few parts. Now, we haven't done Fords in a while. You guys know I'm a huge Fox body fan, but I'm also a big 80s, early 90s T-Bird fan. This just came in last night. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet, but it's a one owner from new, 9,000 mile turbo coupe with every option. It is insane how much stuff they packed in this car in 1988. Dual power seats, sunroof. I mean, it's just loaded to the gills. NASA Dutch style hood, and I want you to see under the hood in this. So the motors in these cars are very similar to the SVO four-cylinder turbos. Now again, I haven't had a chance to look at this car. I've only seen it in pictures. I'm glad it's here. We'll probably take it out and drive it along with some of my other Thunderbirds I have that y'all haven't seen yet. Looks exceptional, 9,000 mile car. So the next couple of weeks, I'm going to pull out a couple of my Thunderbird turbo coupes and a couple of supercharged Thunderbirds that I believe are the lowest mileage ones in the world. We'll check those out. So for today, that wraps it up. I think the coolest part of the day was the Golden Hawk. And as you guys know, if you find a rare CJ or any rare car, muscle car, classic car, let us. Oh, hang on, I got one more spot. I forgot. So we've got a 79 anniversary Trans Am. The reason it's in the booth is not because we're painting on it, it's because we're just doing some final detailing. And there's a couple of decals on it that somebody hit with a buffer. Fortunately, the perfect decals are available. It's got a neat story. Let me turn the light on. So first of all, what's important about this car is it's a 4-speed. So the 400 Pontiac motors were still being used in 1979, but only with a 4-speed. If you had an automatic, you got a 403 Oldsmobile motor, which isn't a bad motor, but this is much more preferred. Well, I want you to walk to the front. I want you to see the license plate on this car. So I've been chasing this car for a long time. This car's been hanging around London. Big Chris has been working and working to try to buy this. This was owned by the president of Aston Martin. It was in a personal collection. This car has 4,400 actual miles on it. We're going to clean it, service it this week, take it up for a test drive, and probably show you some more stuff. So again, 2 Trans Ams in one video. Some of my favorite cars to run and drive. Thanks for watching. Next week we have some cool stuff as well.